Hey, there we are.
Hey everybody, we are the Raconteur Society here for your Tuesday night debauchery once again. We are here tonight playing Ghostbusters GBI, which is Ghostbusters International, which is the tabletop role-playing game that came out in the 90s, wasn't it? 80s, 90s?
89?
Yeah.
88?
So check that out. We're going to bounce it on down to Dale, and he's going to tell you exactly what's going on this evening.
Real quick, though, out of print is here. Hi, Simon.
Hey, Simon.
Hey, PC number 8 is back.
Hey, everybody.
So, yeah, tonight we're playing Ghostbusters International, or GBI. The original game was Ghostbusters, a frightfully cheerful role-playing game, which I had a copy of that. And this one is the second edition, a humorous horror role-playing game where they kind of added some details to the rules. Now, my book, as you can see, has fallen apart, so I had to get it re-spined, but it's all intact.
Good.
These go for like $280 if it's in good condition. So,
Not an easy game to find.
but you could probably find it to download somewhere. I'm sure there are places out there. But yeah, this game is awesome. We love it.
Let's go have a moment of silence for the trove.
Yes, that's a bummer.
Okay.
Okay. That's enough.
Anyway.
All right. So tonight we're playing Ghostbusters. It's the Raconteur Reserves. We have one reservist.
One reservist.
Anastasia.
Doug wasn't able to make it.
Yeah,
and,
Doug couldn't make it.
And Cliff has fallen off the face of the planet, and Danny can't make it either. So
Cliff has fallen off a...
Cliff.
Okay, well, real quick, because I was reading up on it a little bit. Ghostbusters is the first role-playing game to use the what is now known as Open D6. It's all 6-siders, and it has a wild die. In here, it's the ghost die. And it was the first system to do that, even before, like, the Star Wars and stuff came out. So it is actually a pretty important role-playing system, and it is super easy to learn. So, yeah, here's the ghost die. I don't know if you can see that very well. So the way the game works, it's real simple. Characters have 4 stats. They have 4 talents that are associated with those stats. When you roll dice, you roll your dice, and one of them has to be the ghost die. If you fail your roll but don't roll a ghost, you just failed. Nothing happens. If you make your roll and don't roll a ghost, you succeeded in whatever you're trying to do, possibly very well, depending on how much you beat the target number by. If you make your roll but roll a ghost, you succeed, but something weird happens, usually uncomfortable or awkward or something like that. And
Awkward.
if you fail and roll a ghost, it usually goes really south. And the fun thing is, as the ghost master, the GM, you really have to think on your feet to figure out what happened, which to me is a big part of the fun of running this game. When people do things and roll a ghost, it's like you got to think on the fly, okay, what's going to go on? So we'll see if that happens tonight, which it usually does. So without further ado, we'll get right into the game if you guys are cool with it.
Try to pause the videos on those mics so it doesn't pull on the...
While they're getting the chat set up, so the Ghostbusters, we have 2 groups. One, the main group that we have is Coopersville Ghostbusters in Coopersville, Ohio is where they decided to set this up. We also have a second group for the reserves that I can't remember. They're in Ohio as well. I can't remember where, but their headquarters is an old ice cream parlor, and they have a Winnebago for their ectomobile. The Coopersville guys have an old airfield, so there's basically this little air control tower and a Quonset hut, and this is a kind of a look at what their thing looks like. They have an...
Babu.
Oh, hey, Bobby.
Hey, Boo.
Oh, it's Rebellion. Hi, Bill. Oh, hey, Bill.
Hey.
So they have their Quonset hut and their replica vehicle of the Ecto-1 inside, so... What's going to happen is you guys are all starting in Coopersville. So, Rob, I need to know, who are you playing?
Tonight I am playing Jack Rabbit.
I didn't know if you were playing Jack or if you were playing Tracy. So you're
Is this the
playing Jack.
Tracy game?
That's the Raconteur Reserves.
Whoops.
So
Go to somebody else. I got to switch characters.
are you going to play Tracy then?
All right.
Yep. Anastasia, you want to tell us about your character?
I'm Anastasia. My character is Lizabeth Mayberry. Of course, woman. She's around 32, 5'9", sandy blonde, green eyes. Her goals is keep the balance between the living and paranormal worlds. Her talents are paranormal research, wrestling calves, sling shooting, and good with animals. Brains of 4, muscles of 3, moves of 2, and cool of 3.
She's pretty much like a farm girl, right? Like
Pretty much,
typical yeehaw.
Yeah, yeehaw.
Got it. Okay.
Nickname. Okay. Hi, I'm Dennis. I'm playing Serling Pertwee, a ex-British patriot, relocated to the States. Costume. A la Columbo / Constantine.
Yeah.
So, anyway, he is a...
Lumbostine.
Columbo Steam.
yeah, okay.
Young Columbo.
He is a... he's a exorcist scientist, spirit hunter. He's got brains of 4 with library science and research, muscles of 3 with boxing, moves of 3 with sneak, and cool of 3 with oratory.
Okay. Mike, while you're eating, I'll go ahead and describe my guy. I'm Dale, and I'll be playing Steve Chase. Steve Chase is my
Dale.
Ghostbuster. He's basically an NPC, but if anybody runs Ghostbusters, I'd play him happily.
Oh, that down there's Dale.
Oh, that's Dale.
Dale's the Dale.
Or Crash. I have written Crash, of course.
Or Dan Giffords.
Dan Giffords. They'll never find me. All right, so he's a male, about 35, red hair, blue eyes. He's 5'8", 180 pounds. He's not very big. His goal is to help people and spirits. His brains is 4 with the talent of parapsychology, muscles of 2 with climb as his talent, moves of 3 and his talent is drive, cool of 3 and his talent is handle stress. He's pretty much the comic book loving geek who's big into parapsychology, and that's how he joined the Ghostbusters, and he's kind of one of the founding members of this team. So he also has the ability to ride Ecto 2 since he has drive pretty high. He can ride the motorcycle. And he's like, yeah, got the bike. So he's just kind of your friendly geek.
What the hell?
I got big.
You did. It was like zoomed in on your mouth.
I'm suddenly Slimer. Oh!
2-minute remotes.
Too little time.
That's right.
I think you heard you, Ray.
Ben's on.
Ben's on.
And our other favorite Canuckian.
Hey!
Yeah.
All right, Mike, you want to go ahead and describe your character?
Well, I played Bubba Smith. Oh boy. And I'm from Memphis, Raceland itself. And my main thing to find is that there Elvis on videotape. I'm gonna get him, and then I'm gonna make a fortune, get Ma and 7 cousins out of that trailer and into a mansion
83
next to
seven.
Graceland. Next to Graceland, 87 and a half.
Sorry, yeah, thank you. Don't forget that half guy.
Yeah, well,
Your
he lost
half
his legs in a horrible mime accident. Moment of silence. We don't talk about it.
It's a mime accident.
Yeah, we don't talk about it. We just pantomime what happened.
Oh, mine, not mine. Okay.
Yeah. Well, he was a minor.
A mimer?
Yeah. Well,
mimer.
Well, anyway, Bubba ain't too smart, if you haven't guessed that already. He's got a brains of 1. But his talent is invent stuff. So
That goes really well.
It goes well. And as Simon said earlier, duct tape fixes everything, and God bless America, it does. Then we also have hit stuff real
Flaming
good,
underwear.
shoot stuff, and everything will hit. So he can talk to anybody and roll the dice, and you probably get so confused you think he's telling the truth. So that's it. He's a founding member of the Ghostbusters, and God help the world that he actually has a shotgun.
To give an idea, how big?
Bubba is nearly 7 foot tall, and about 310.
Woo, that scary, Bubba.
So Steve and Bubba,
A thong is scary.
Steve and Bubba are the founding members of when we first started playing Ghostbusters, and that's why Steve has the talent handle stress, because he has to wrangle Bubba
A
and
mime
talk
accident
to
is
him.
a speakable thing.
So
As I recall, one adventure, it was dark out, and Jack thought Bubba was
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
I got that hair back. It's hot.
Yeah, shirt off.
Yeah.
yeah, I was in his underwear right in the fridge, and you attacked him with a wooden spoon.
Yes.
The big decorative wooden spoon
Yes.
of the 70s.
Yep. I'm playing Tracy, who is
Yes,
the gorilla from the other Ghostbusters team that
Yep.
was a Saturday morning staple
Yep.
for most of us. The Ghostbusters that had Primeval and a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
He
The Filmation Ghostbusters.
Filmation Ghostbusters, right? He has jumped ship and joined the real Ghostbusters now, basically, into this situation. So I'm playing a giant 7'5" gorilla that wears
khaki shirt.
khaki shorts, has a hat of I can't remember what kind of hat.
It's like an Indiana Jones
Indiana Jones
fedora.
style hat, fedora, and can't really speak but can pantomime really well. So he tends to talk with his hands and make a bunch of ooh noises. He is
Not much different than.
Then Bubba.
his goals are to find the ghost realm or just his next banana. His talents are invent equipment,
yeah.
wrestle, fire weapon, and his cool is con.
Con.
So he can con people.
Give him more bananas.
I believe that's
And it's a banana con, trust me.
black. Sounds like a bad. We might get invited to the banana.
Let's go to banana.
Let's go to
This is gonna
banana.
be awesome.
Have a fruity time.
So that is Tracy the gorilla.
There is definitely appeal to banana.
That's a slippery
You
subject.
had to slip into that, didn't you?
Good shot.
Thanks.
Slip into that.
As you can tell,
please.
this game is played for humor, and we usually go all out with the humor. If you've watched our low life videos, this is kind of like that.
Other game we haven't played for a while.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Ghostbusters is a lot of fun to run, a lot of fun to play. So we are going to jump right into a story.
Yay!
Don't forget to smash the like button and share our videos.
Yes. So thanks everybody for tuning in and watching. I hope you enjoy this. Okay, so you guys are at the Coopersville headquarters. Tracy and
Sterling.
not you, her. What's your
Lizabeth.
Lizabeth? It always throws me off because it's not Elizabeth. Okay, so Lizabeth and Tracy, you guys have been invited to the Coopersville headquarters because they're doing an educational meeting about a new piece of equipment they want you guys to try out.
Okay.
And it's Ray Stantz and Winston Zeddemore are flying in from New York, and they're here. And they're like, rather than go to two places and you're kind of close together, would you mind coming down here? So you guys have decided to bring your Winnebago Ecto 1 and drive it down here.
Who's driving, me or her?
Doesn't
Remember,
matter.
I do have
You
driving.
drove last time.
Yeah.
I think you have driving.
Yes.
So yeah, you probably drove. So you got lots of looks on the highway, but it's all right. So when you guys get here,
The monkey driving.
And
Take a
second,
picture will last longer.
Arm out the window.
Yeah. You guys have never been here, but again, it's a Quonset hut. It's an old airfield, like a miniature airfield, with the air control tower that's been converted into the headquarters, and then the Quonset hut. It's got the Ghostbusters logo out in front and everything like that. As you pull in, you do see a rent-a-car out in front.
Is it rent a wreck or rent a car?
A rent-a-car.
Okay.
They're doing well for themselves. So you guys are actually kind of excited to do this, not only because you get to meet two of the original Ghostbusters, but it's been really slow the past couple weeks. Like in the last 2 weeks, you've had no calls, so it's like, ugh. So you guys in Coopersville have had the same problem. In this area, there's been no calls. So it's been really slow. So when Winston and Ray show up, it's kind of like, oh yeah, you'll have dead times and stuff like that. By the way, it's kind of like summer time here. So it's been hot. It's been exceptionally hot. Right now, the temperature today was probably at least 110.
Holy
Jesus.
Yeah, it's been really hot and kind of humid. So it's been kind of
Somebody
brutal.
shave me.
Like yesterday, it was probably about 90, and today it jumped up. and it's like, woo, that sun is beating down. So they've decided to have the meeting in the afternoon. So as they come in, or as you guys get there and all meet, they kind of take you wherever you want. These guys have kind of an office back here that they're going to do it in. Well, actually, they'll probably go up to the second floor, which is the lab, where all the equipment is and all the repair stuff. So that's probably where they're going to have this meeting. So this isn't part of the story, so I'm going to skim through this real quick. Basically, they have what looks like a 4-slice toaster that's been altered, and it's kind of got a handle on it and a casing around it, and it's got this huge like LCD readout on the front, you know, the green screen with the letters and numbers, and then it's got a couple like a big dial on the side, and it looks like it's got where the 4 slices go in, it's been opened to one kind of larger hole, but there's like a closed lid on it that seals shut. And Ray and Winston explain, after meeting you all, you know, Winston's like, hey, nice to meet you guys, how's it going? We haven't got to talk to you at all. So when you guys walk in, he's like, oh man, okay, that's cool.
Looking around.
Yeah. Ray's like, I think it's okay. Lewis signed his application himself, so it must be all right. So basically, they shake everybody's hands, have you have a seat, and they kind of talk about this thing. It's
That's a fucking monkey.
That's how he talks.
they describe this thing as basically a what did I call it? A diagnostic analyzer is what they
Analyzer. Oh,
Yeah.
oh God.
He's like, this is a diagnostic analyzer. So what this is for is you can, if you encounter any substances, unusual substances, whether it's a viscous substance like a slime or a vapor or liquid or anything like that, if you can take a sample, you can put it in this thing through the aperture.
So Ben's wondering, is that the toaster from the Statue of Liberty?
Yeah.
Point for Ben.
Yep. Points for Ben. Ben, you get 10 brownie points.
10 brownies, Ben. We're
So
going to this
basically,
team
he's
too.
like, you put the substance in this aperture, close the lid, seal it, turn the dial, which is like a timer, and when it counts down, it will read out what it is. If it can verify what it is, it'll give you an idea of what it's used for, what it's made of, that kind of thing.
Does it also work on moles and fungi?
It could, if you needed to. Egon does his own research on that, so they've never tested it. He usually just takes those samples back to his bed.
Oh. Now, if I put the ingredients of like dog food, could I figure out what's in dog food by putting it in there?
Ray's like, well, I suppose you could. You might take a little bit to clean it out. It does have a self-cleaning system, but I don't know about dog food. So be careful.
That's great. I'm gonna finally get Great Grandpa's recipe about soap nuggets. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. I'll send you the recipe when I figure it out.
Okay. Steve's like, do not let him put any of his homemade food in this thing.
Yes.
I'm afraid of it.
You mind if I take this off? That's awful hot.
Steve just, oh dear Lord, please under there.
No.
You see,
He's got his
he's-
speedo on, but
oh.
he puts it down to his belly. Oh yeah.
Winston's like, yeah. Well, so yeah, you can put stuff in there. Be careful, don't get your fingers in there. You don't want that to close the lid on your fingers because it will seal, and it could eat your hand. And Ray's like, no, Finkman told us to put signs on it this time, so it's marked. He said, we put warning labels on it. He shows you on the bottom, do not place hand in toaster. Put the labels on it so it's all good. And for once, he had a good idea. So they're like, well, we want you to try this out. We've made a couple of them. We've done some field tests, but we'd like some of the franchises to try it out. And we know you guys have had some equipment that you've modified and stuff, which is a really good idea.
Oh, thank you.
Some equipment that you made. You notice Ray and Winston both kind of quickly glance at your Speedo and look away. Because you had those inflatable underwear. And they're just like, Okay, well, I don't want to look at that again. So they leave you the digital or the diagnostic analyzer and say, try it out. Let us know what you think. We have a flight to catch back to New York. We'll be in touch. We'd love to hear from you guys and keep up the good work, even though it's kind of slow. Hopefully it'll pick up soon.
Did you ever get the soles reconfigured for that frictionless oversuit?
They both kind of, and Ray's like, we're still working on that. Do you still have one?
Yeah, I think we still have that prototype.
Yeah, be very careful with that. Once we figure out how to make the frictionless at least somewhat frictionable, we'll send you a new suit.
I kind of did an adaptation to some part of it, if you want to see. I rolled a 5.
Winston's like, what part?
The feet.
Oh, Ray's like, well, yeah, what'd you do?
Well, I did this Velcro dispenser.
Winston's like, why didn't you think of that in the first place? How often do you work?
Well, you can only go about 8 steps, but at least it keep you in place. It's got a big rolling thing on it.
On the heel.
I rolled a 5, so I don't know if that works.
Yeah, Ray actually is like, hold on a second. He pulls out his phone, takes some pictures of it, and he's like, yeah, this is a good start for what we might be looking for. I don't know if we need to go more than 8 steps, but this is a good idea. Maybe we can go in that direction.
If you had a backpack full of more Velcro, but then you could go as far as you want. Then you could roll the whole body like an immense, mitten, and throw yourself into a,
Hey,
What?
check out the comment on TikTok.
You guys suck.
No,
Oh, hey, here it is. Hi, guys.
the AARPs.
Yeah. Hi, guys.
All right, so they leave the digital diagnostic analyzer with you guys. They take pictures of your Velcro setup and that's kind of what we're thinking. Maybe we can work with that. So Ray and Winston shake everybody's hands. Thank you very much. And they hit in their rental car and they take their flight back out. So you get to meet two more of the original Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
I know
Tracy's like,
Yeah.
a little time in the background. Is
Yeah.
like doing the.
Yeah. Ray, as he packs up his bag to leave, he's like, oh, wait, I forgot. Lewis recommended this. And he reaches into his bag and he pulls out 2 bananas. And he's like, there you go. Do you like these? The little tears.
He's like pocket.
Enjoy.
Oh, that's awful sweet she is.
Oh, yeah. So they leave and you guys can kind of relax, but it's so hot and it's been hot all day. So Steve's like, I don't know about you guys, but I think let's take some showers. Like, who wants to go first?
Well, we can just go together. I don't care.
Who wants to go first?
I've been working on something. I've been working on something, and I think it's time I unveil it.
Oh,
I didn't want to.
Tracy's like,
Ladies first, my dear.
runs.
that works. So are you gonna run for the bathroom?
All right, I already know what's gonna go on with him.
All right. So first of all, what's everybody's move score here?
My
between
move
you
is
two?
2.
3.
Okay. So you guys are going to start running for the bathroom, but he's going to unveil whatever he's going to unveil before you leave. So you're going to see it. You have no choice but to see it.
All right.
I don't know if it's appropriate, but go ahead.
All right.
Steve's just like,
Well, I didn't want to embarrass everybody and do it. I had made 2 extra. He pulls out these Speedos with a drop cord at the back end.
chop cord?
There's 2 vents on it. And then here we go. I'm going to plug mine in, and we're going to see if this works.
He's like, you haven't tested it yet?
No, I hadn't had a chance. All right, so the ghost.
It'll be the 6 on your ghost dice.
Okay, I got 3 6s, but no ghost.
Okay.
But whatever is on the ghost die, as long as it's not a ghost, still still counts.
Because the ghost is a 6, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
If anybody wants a ghost die, I've got some extras.
Oh, okay.
So if you need one to keep track, that's fine.
Anyway, I got 3 6s.
So 18,
Yeah.
and no ghost.
No ghost.
Okay.
Well, 19 if you count that, like Dennis
Yeah,
just said.
yeah.
So.
If it doesn't come up a ghost, it
19.
counts like a normal die.
Okay. I forgot you had them all together.
Okay.
So
So what does this thing?
these are air conditioned briefs, Speedo. Basically, it sucks the air in and blows it out right out the butt, like.
Okay.
But
All right.
and it also vents up. The air goes up your thing and down your pants. So when you're in your coveralls,
Yeah.
It starts in your pants, right?
it starts in your Speedo, because they had to have something you're always going to have on, and but your whole suit blows up. So you look like you're.
So you look like one of those similar costumes.
Wait. What if he farts?
Well, this gets sucked right out into the thing and blows out somewhere.
So, Bubba, like seriously, hold on, let me show you that. The little fans start, and there's a vent in the back that looks suspiciously like an exhaust pipe.
Yep, and it really
Zip up your thing,
Studebaker.
and you see it kind of like.
Like the kids wear it Halloween,
It looks
you know.
like he's wearing a Ghostbusters snowsuit. But it's like you can actually feel the cool air coming out of his collar, and it's like, ooh, that feels good.
Here you go. I got 2 extra.
Steve's like,
I charged the battery, but you still got to yank on it to get it going.
Steve's like, well, I might try that later.
Yeah.
I'll wash them. Don't worry. Those
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Appreciate that.
That way, too.
All right, you two make moves rolls.
Okay.
It's an opposed roll, so just roll however many dice you have in moves. Whoever has the highest score is going to get to the bathroom.
Bye bye. RPGs.
Oh, thanks for stopping by,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
6, 7, 8.
10 with no ghost.
Oh, I got 8 with no ghost. So she beat
Okay,
me.
so you're going to get to the bathroom first. You run up there, get the door, and go on.
You're a large door.
There's like a gorilla-shaped imprint. The door just kind of goes. All right. So Anastasia, you get in there, or Lizabeth. You get in there, and you're like, the air conditioner's been on all day, but it still seems like the bathroom is kind of warm. But you're like, all right. So you've got the tub with the shower head and toilet in there, sink. So what are you gonna do?
Well, since I gotta take a shower, I'm just gonna go ahead and just start taking off my clothes and getting started.
Okay. Turn on the water.
Turn on the water.
Turn on the water before you get undressed, fully undressed?
Yes.
Okay. So you turn on the water and it starts coming out, and you're like, ooh, yeah, that's kind of cold. That's all right. You take off your jumpsuit, basically get down to basically your skivvies.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, now to finish. And all of a sudden, the shower head just starts pouring like a fire hose, like a torrential downpour out of this shower head. The water's kind of warming up. It's not hot, but it's lukewarm. And as you're like, whoa, try and turn it off, it's not turning off. And as you do that, you notice it's already kind of overflowing the tub and leaking on the floor. You're like trying to get this thing turned off. So as you do, you notice you hear something like creaking. And as you look behind you, the toilet is actually like ripping up from its seal. And it kind of like boom, and floats in the water that's now about that thick. And it starts floating towards you.
Oh boy.
So you're trying to shut the water off. It's not working.
This one's going to be a tough one. It's floating towards me. That's usually not a good thing.
And as it floats towards you, it seems like it's kind of... The lid is doing this.
Yeah. Well, probably figure out a way to open the door and try to get the hell out of here. I don't care about my dignity at this point.
So you're going to kind of sidestep the...
Sidestep and get out of there.
Okay. You reach the door. Click, click. It seems like it's locked from the outside.
Great.
Or it's stuck or something. And as you do that, make a moves roll. It's opposed against the toilet.
Oh, I got the
4,
restroom. Sorry.
no ghost.
4 with a no ghost? Okay.
Speaking of restrooms,
As you're kind of pulling on the door handle, the toilet comes up behind you and kind of like buckles under your knees. So you kind of sit right on the toilet lid and it basically starts spinning, like rotating. And as it does, you're kind of holding on for a second. You notice out of the corner of your eye, the toilet paper roll starts unspooling.
Oh, shoot.
And it basically kind of sticks and starts wrapping you up as the toilet's spinning. And it's like a never-ending roll of toilet paper.
Oh, jeez.
And it smells really good.
It's like a dream come true.
But it's soggy, so you're getting wrapped up. All right, so that's happening to you. Everybody on the outside, we'll have to wait till Rob gets back. Go ahead and make a brains check.
Brains check.
And target number is going to be... Say target number is going to be 7.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? What'd you get?
2.
2. What'd you get? 17. Okay. We'll have Rob rolls when he gets back, but as you guys are sitting there, you kind of hear the shower going, and you're like, okay, well, she's taking a shower. You're sitting there fanning yourself with a book or whatever, and you notice there's water seeping out from under the door, and you can hear like somebody fell over or is kicking something in the bathroom.
I said mummification in a fun way.
Yeah.
I go over and start trying the doorknob and what was the character's name? Liza, you okay in there? We got a problem, guys.
Rob, make a brains check. Target number.
Maybe she needs some
7.
prune juice. Sounds like my Uncle Ben.
I think we've got past that point.
brains, huh? 4 or 5.
Simon knows. You know
13.
when you get TP'd.
Yeah. 13. So you and Sterling are kind of like fanning yourself with books, so you're probably eating on your banana.
Oh no, I'm not eating that banana. It was touched by God.
But as you are sitting there, you guys see that there's water seeping out from under the bathroom door. Yeah.
Pointing at the floor.
So you guys start moving. Oh, and Sterling went over and grabbed the door handles, trying to open it.
Okay.
It's not opening. And that's when he said, I got a problem.
Is the door open in or out?
It opens in.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to punch it open.
Try and punch it open. Okay, roll your muscles.
Okay.
And
Muscles
tell me
is a
what you
different
get.
situation. 3, 4, 5, 6.
And about this time, Lizabeth, you are pretty much wrapped like a wet, soggy mummy, and you can't really see. You feel yourself moving around, like maybe you took air for a minute. You kind of feel yourself splash into something, but you're kind of like, you're struggling. So that's
31.
31. Okay. You're like, you swing with all your might, and the door opens
Oh shit.
right as you swing, and when the door opens, a tidal wave comes out of it.
Like punch water.
Like half full of water, this room.
Oh god.
And it comes swooping out. You're 31, you're able to stand your ground.
Okay.
So you don't get knocked over. Sterling, make a moves roll. Target number of 12 to avoid getting swept off your feet. Bubba, what are you doing? Steve is like, whoa, and he immediately grabs a PKE meter from his cot.
Do I even know what's going on?
Yeah, you can see this now. You just didn't hear or see the water, but you see them run over and this happening. Did you not make it?
8 no ghosts.
Okay. So you basically get swept off your feet in the water and kind of wash away about 3 feet. Wash up on the rug and kind of get up. You can get up and get in there now.
Yep.
Okay, well, shoot, got plumbing problems. So I'm gonna run over and grab some plumbing tools.
Yeah, you've got your toolbox at the foot of your bed.
Yep, I'm gonna run and grab that. I better shut off the water.
Yep, get a pipe wrench or something.
Yep, gotta get that. Go down the basement.
All right. So you could probably turn it off in here if you can get that shower head
All right, well, I'll do that then. Yeah, I'll do that.
So
I'll
you
do
don't have
that.
to go all the way to the basement. So
Okay.
you guys all run into the bathroom, and as you get in there, the shower is like this torrential downpour, like a fire hose coming out. And you guys see somebody in the tub, and it's Lizabeth wrapped like a mummy in like really nice smelling toilet paper. So it's like, she's mumbling and stuff. So you're gonna run over and try and turn off the water at the shower head.
Yeah.
Steve is coming in and kicking on the PKE meter and is gonna sweep the room. What are you two doing?
I'm gonna pull her out of the bathtub.
Okay.
I'll start clawing on the toilet paper, trying to get it off her.
Okay.
I'll hold her up.
You can lift her up basically and kind of set her down and hold her steady while he's kind of like removing the toilet paper. Yeah, and it's
Like this.
kind of coming off in clumps, so it's like, you know. Bubba, make a. I guess I would allow invent stuff.
Okay.
And all you need is a target number of 5 to get this thing turned off.
You had them all together, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I got 12.
Okay. No ghost?
No ghost.
All right. So you go over there with a pipe wrench. You're getting soaked. Everybody's pretty much getting soaked. You get it tightened off, and the shower head eventually kind of drip, drip, drip. The toilet is kind of sitting off from where it's supposed to be, but it just sat there. It's not doing anything. You guys get Lizabeth all uncovered. Well, as modestly as you want to be. At least the face.
Yeah.
So you notice that's all. She's all fine. And Steve's kind of like, well, there is a PKE surge spike in here, but it's dissipating. And he's kind of moving the PKE meter around. Like, he goes over to Lizabeth. And then he kind of like follows and he's like, ooh. And you see him go over to the toilet where the toilet was mounted, the sewer pipe that's coming up. And he kind of like, and it's, and then starts to drop. And he's like, well, whatever it is, it went down here. And then everybody make a brains check. Target number 5.
Oh, I got it.
Okay. Nice job.
On one die? Yeah.
Oh no.
Do we add these all together?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm good. I got 8.
Okay.
4 and a ghost.
17. No ghost.
Okay. Let's see. Steve. Okay. So all of you look up. You got a ghost?
Yes.
Okay, so Tracy, you're still holding up Lizabeth, making sure she's okay, and maybe taking some more of the toilet paper off. The rest of you guys all kind of like stop, look up, and you notice there's a bunch of water pooled on the ceiling. The ceiling of this room looks like a swimming pool. And you don't see this yet. And Steve kind of like points it up and he kind of... He's like, well, that's not normal. And all of a sudden, it drops. It just like, sploosh. You get most of it.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, as it lands, you're just sopping wet. You're
I was already sopping wet.
your brim of your hat is all plastered down.
Not again.
Get out the water. So you get the most of it, and it's
Saddest looking grill you've ever seen.
but it rinses all the toilet paper off of you. So it's
Which
like,
makes you
yeah,
buck naked.
yeah, it's like, hey, I'm clean. Oh, hey. So pretty much, I know Steve is like, whoa, turns around like, oh, sorry, I didn't see nothing.
I think you were actually still in your skivvies. You had
Yeah, so
totally undone.
bra and panties, but still. Steve's like, oh, nope, it's all
I
right.
take my hat off and put it over her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So
It's like slurp.
as you guys do that, Steve's like, well, whatever did this, the trail leads down this pipe. So I'm assuming that would be
The sewers.
Great. But the good news is you guys are
It's
nice
ruined.
and cool. So the water kind of cooled you off. You're like, yeah, I feel pretty good right now.
But my suit is soaked.
Who gets first?
And
Yeah.
I'm down to nearly nothing.
Well, you guys do have spare suits downstairs that, well, would fit her, not Tracy. Unless
He doesn't wear a suit.
Yeah.
Or she doesn't wear a suit anyway. She wears them. She's got the patch on her cargo pants.
Yeah. So, okay, so you guys can go down. He's like, well, I guess we're going to follow this to the sewers.
Yep.
All right. So, you guys slide down your fire pole, get into your new jumpsuits. There's one that fits you just fine. What equipment are you taking?
Usual.
And walkie-talkie.
All right, so let me do it this way. Who needs a proton pack?
No way, I clear a slime thrower. That's right.
Okay.
Because it is about the size of a proton pack on me.
Yeah. It won't do much for zapping ghosts, though. Just so you know.
I thought it did.
Okay.
Oh.
It basically, if anybody's possessed, it'll calm them down. You can use it to attach things and pull them together.
Oh, I'll take a proton pack.
Proton pack?
Yes.
Enough for everybody?
Yep.
All right, hot damn on a stick.
One for Steve.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm out of camera shot, but I'm passing these out. Who wants ectovisors? Anybody? Okay. You want one? Yeah. All right. Anybody else? Nope. Okay. So Steve's gonna take a pair. How about walkie-talkie?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sure. No, I don't need one.
Let's see. How about ghost traps?
I'll take two.
Two. Two for you. Anybody else?
I'll take one.
One. Okay. Anybody else? One. Okay. Sterling, you want one?
Not if I'm upward in the.
Okay. I think Steve will take one. All right. Let's see. PK meter.
Yeah.
Okay. Steve's gonna have
Nah.
those. Sterling, anybody else?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
That's just
All
pretty
right.
much holding me
So
up.
some of the other stuff we have.
I like the beach gear, please.
Beach gear. Got it.
Kidding.
Then it'd
No.
be surfing subterranean.
Does anyone want scuba gear? It's a thing.
You know, it might not be a bad idea to have one of us carry it because we're going in the sewers.
Yeah,
Okay. So scuba gear. Who wants scuba gear?
I'll take it.
You know, Bubba would have scuba gear.
Yeah, I'll take scuba gear and plumbing tools.
You can have plumbing tools.
All right, I got
Anybody
plumbing
else want
tools.
scuba gear? Steve's like, I'm taking scuba gear. I don't want to get in the gray water.
Right? If I am, I want to be.
It ain't gray, boy.
Anybody want a parachute? It actually came in really handy that one.
Last time.
The cliff.
That was a clip.
And then I'm like, why? And then it came in like super
very handy. If you'd like to see that episode, it's in our YouTube channel.
Yes, check
under
that out.
Ghostbusters playlist.
And it's also in the highlights because it was hilarious. A bullhorn. Anybody want a bullhorn? No. Beach kit. In case you want to have fun. You sure? Okay. How about alpine gear?
No.
I've worn that before.
Okay.
After what's going on, I don't think it'd be a good idea.
Yeah, I prefer gear.
All right. Everybody's loaded up with your equipment, so you can pile into. Okay, here's a question. You've got the Ecto 1 and you've got the Winnebago Ecto 1. What vehicle are you guys taking?
Thank you, Simon.
Probably the Winnebago.
Yeah.
Both.
You want to drive both separate? Okay. Because I was like, you can all pile into one. It'd have to be the RV because I don't think Tracy's going to fit in the Ecto 1 very well.
No.
But,
We got a seat on top for her.
yeah, great ape.
But bend the top down.
Well, you know, like the car, or like the original toy had the seat on top.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
So, okay.
Bubba, see if Bubba made an ape seat.
Ape seat. Ape rumble seat.
Hey, not bad. 18.
18?
Yeah.
You could cobble one together really quick.
All right, here we go. I've been working on it. I just hadn't had a chance. Even got all its own banana dispenser.
Yeah, Bubba was actually junk picking the other day for, cruising down the road taking stuff. He found a chase lounge.
Yeah.
And he also found some brackets for an entertainment center. And he found like the dentist tool tray that they put right here so
Yep.
you can And then he actually found what looks like the paint feeder from a paintball gun with a larger PVC pipe. And he's like, yeah, you could put stuff in here and you know, whatever. And
It's got magic fingers, so you can raise and lower it.
You had Tracy at bananas. That's all I can say.
It's got that recline.
Tracy throws the keys to the Winnebago to Eliza and jumps up on top of the Ecto.
you can't mount it to the top because of all the equipment, but you can mount it to the side.
Sure.
The entertainment clamps and stuff, you've configured them in such a way. You know, in the old times when they had the drive-in, like Sonic, and they brought the tray out and put it on your window, it kind of mounts like that. But it's like heavily reinforced. So
Superstructure.
you're basically going to look like Afterlife,
Right.
Phoebe in Afterlife,
Right.
but the door's not open.
Okay.
And it's kind of like you can hand people, like if they roll down the window, you can be like, have a banana.
Right.
You have to shove the equipment to the other side of the car.
You can mount
to
it,
shift
and
the
it's on the
weight.
same side as the ladder, so you kind of mount it and brace it to the ladder on the side.
Yeah.
So you're not.
And I got about 13 concrete blocks on the other side to help compensate it.
insane.
big net with a bunch of concrete blocks. There you go.
No, they're probably in that side of the car.
Yeah.
Just concrete blocks all over there. So you guys mount up real quick and start heading out.
Doo-doo-doo.
So pull out. Steve's driving. He's like, should we have the sirens on for this? We're not actually getting paid for this, are we? Nobody hired us. Okay.
So that means you're going to go back and just wait?
Well, how many of you have a goal of wealth or fame? Anybody? Okay, so it doesn't matter
Bananas.
to you. If anybody had the goal of wealth or fame, they'd be like, I'm not going. You'd have to convince them to go. But I don't think any of you guys have that.
No.
Okay.
Oh, and I do have a Polaroid in case to catch Elvis.
Oh yeah, the Polaroid camera. Okay. So basically, you guys.
Thank you, out of print. Simon.
Oh. So you guys pile into the Ecto-1. The Quonset HUD opens up. You guys rumble out the back, start taking off. You notice the acceleration's not the greatest. It's got so much weight in it. But you guys drive. Steve's got the PKE meter out the window as he's driving, kind of following the trail. So you guys actually have to drive a little slow to follow it. And turn and like, oh, here. So you guys drive for about 10-15 minutes toward the center of town, and it seems to be leading you right to almost the center of town. And as you get there, you notice there's kind of a side street, and there's a manhole cover right in the middle of the street. And it's kind of like our Fremont Street, where it's like 4 lanes of traffic. But there's a manhole cover right in the center, and it's a larger one. And you guys know this is like the center of Coopersville, so it's kind of like in the town square. But in the manhole is like a larger manhole cover. It's kind of ornate and says, "Welcome to Coopersville, established, whatever year, 1829 or whatever." So when you guys get there, Steve's like, "All right, I guess I'll park here." So he, with his drive of 6, he's able to parallel park the Ecto-1, and he's like, well, it's leading down there. There's traffic whizzing by and all that stuff. So he's like, well, anybody got an idea how to get out there?
Yeah, where?
To the middle of the street.
Well, Stoplights got its turn right at the block down there at some point. Sometime.
Okay. So you guys are standing on the corner, waiting for the light.
I'll hit the button on the...
Hit the button. Hit the button for the crosswalk.
You have the tools. Tinker with the box for the switch.
Everybody's driving by, and you see everybody just like, kids are plastered in the back, just like, oh, it's the Ghostbusters. Yeah, you see almost 2 near accidents because people are like not paying attention to where they go. Finally, the light turns red, and everybody stops. And Steve's like, go! Runs out there. The manhole, he's like, God, that's not like in the TV shows. These are heavy.
Bubba's going to try and lift it.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your muscles. Target number of 20.
20. Ooh, I got a ghost.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Nope, I got 11 and a ghost. Oh, yeah, I get you. Oh, golly.
Basically. So you go to reach over, you're like, I got this. Bend over, pull it, and you're like, oh! And all of a sudden you hear this backfire, and this. Your suit inflates, your Speedos are like smoking, so you're like smoke pouring out of here. You're like, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with my underoos. my skivvies is burning. So basically, you're kind of like, oh, and it smells like burnt toast.
Oh!
Oh. I start running around. Hey! Help!
Steve looks at you and is like, Tracy, lift the manhole cover.
Oh, 21.
21.
22. No ghost.
So you basically grab the manhole and just lift it up.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Smash. Beep, beep, beep.
I jumped down a manhole.
All right. As you guys are like, okay, we got to get down the manhole, you notice the crosswalk is like 10 seconds, 9 seconds. And you actually hear everybody at the red light like revving their engine.
Oh, no.
Come on. We got to go. We got to go. So everybody make a moves check. Your target number's 5 just to make sure you get down the manhole in time.
11.
8.
8. Okay.
11.
11.
5 with a ghost. I'm getting my butt handed to me tonight.
So basically, Tracy, you are in fact the first one to. And you just do the like,
Yeah.
nose down, and go down and land right on the edge, right on the platform, so you're in the sewer. You land, move out of the way. Sterling, Bubba, Steve, in that order, go down the manhole, land just fine. Lizabeth, you're like, oh, gotta go. As soon as you step over, the cars start moving, so you like, oh, and slip and just land. You go down, the cars start going overhead, but as you land, you miss the ledge, sploosh, right in the canal of water. So it's kind of nasty. And you guys are all like, ooh. Oh, what's that smell down here? And then she goes, sploosh! She comes up, soaked again, but her beige suit is now like a nice grayish green color.
I'm leaning against the wall going,
Smells like poop toast.
So you stand up and wade over to the edge, calf deep, and kind of get up on the ledge. Yeah, get up on the ledge. Okay. Dennis, make a moves check. Target number of 5.
14.
Okay. Then everybody make a cool check. Target number of 5.
10.
Then
4 and a ghost.
4 and a ghost.
12.
12.
Ditto.
Okay. You go to grab her. She's pretty slippery, but you manage to grab her hand nice and tight and lift her up. She steps up onto the ledge with you guys.
You're in the
She's
poop now,
kind of
he says.
dripping.
I'm in deep crap.
Everybody's like, ooh, wow. Yep, that's sewer. Tracy, you basically like, stand up, brush yourself off, turn around. You're like right here to Lizabeth, and you're like, so you vomit, and as you do, you turn to the wall. Unfortunately,
Hey, Homer.
you're
Pimpton.
right next to Lizabeth, and you turn, and you're right next to the wall. So it basically, it smells like poop and bananas.
Very rotten bananas.
Very rotten bananas, poop, and burnt toast. And burnt toast. After a minute, it's like, oh, bang! See, the butt, right where his exhaust pipe is in the suit, bang! So it kind of like blows open, like hole in the back of.
Man.
Steve's like, oh, that's not good.
I gotta check my giblets. 1, 2, 3. All right, we're good.
Just then, you guys feel like this tremor, like a rumble, and it kind of like, and then passes. Steve's like, and you hear cars up above honking and brakes squealing. He's like, was that an earthquake?
Oh, she just threw up.
Okay.
You done throwing? Was that you again?
Sorry, Tracy.
I think something big and massive may have passed down the street.
You ain't
overhead.
kidding. You ain't kidding, boy. Woo-wee. Man, look at it right there, float by.
Well, there is a ladder that goes back up to that manhole if anybody wants to climb up.
It's right there. It's floating right by us. See it? Right there. It's huge. I don't know where that came out of, but that ain't out of a human being.
You go up to the top?
Yeah.
Okay. As you kind of
Oh, that's a shoebox.
carefully peek over, you see what looks like a car had a fender bender. There's other cars stopped. But you also notice like one of the trees is kind of like leaning over. One of the buildings has like shattered glass and a crack at the corner. And it's like, that may have been an earthquake. Because you don't see any large vehicles or anything like that would cause it, but it does look like the afterquake, the aftershocks.
Afterquakes.
Well, that looks like it might have been an earthquake. There's a crack and broken glass in the building, and a tree
Okay.
over.
An earthquake and we're underground. Is this a good idea? Surrounded by gray water? Is that good?
No.
I'll roll my brains. 4.
Probably not a good idea, but
No.
you do have something going on down here.
Well, I think we're in the right place. Besides, my third cousin was a minor.
Got a reading there. Yeah.
Oh, the PK meter? Yeah, he kind of clicks it on. It's he's like, yeah, down this way, I think.
Let's go.
He kind of like, he's got his scuba gear strapped on, like his oxygen tanks, and he's got, instead of the ectovisor, he's got the scuba mask on. But you notice the scuba mask has one of those little flip down visors, and it's the ectovisor. So you can use it underwater. So he's got that on instead. And he's got the flippers like hanging off his belt. So he's like, okay. What was that?
It's a stupid thing.
So he's like, well, he starts walking that way in the sewer.
I'm right behind you.
Okay. So you guys all start moving down. As you guys are moving, he's like, you know, this reminds me of an old legend that I remember. Something about the Pillars of New York. You guys ever heard that legend?
Nope.
Basically, it's like
That sounds like an important plot twist. Go ahead.
it's basically a giant pillar that is under Manhattan, and if it stops spinning, Manhattan will sink into the sea or the lake or whatever. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. And if anybody wants to do research, you do have your GBI laptop with you.
Okay.
Something that you got in the mail a month ago.
Pillar? Why would there be it all on a pillar? That seems...
Pillar, column,
Oh!
not a sleeping.
Not a pillar, a pillar.
Yeah.
I was going to say, here we had a big old pillar like that, be no earthquake.
25, no ghost.
25 no ghost. Yeah, you kind of pull up what Steve's talking about. Yeah, there's the Pillar of New York.
Where does he say he's been in his drunken youth?
It's been kind of documented by
In the
the original Ghostbusters, and there's a theory that there are more than one, and nobody knows where they came from. Nobody knows who built them or what it is, but they have
From the UK, I should say.
but they have documented that there is a pillar under Manhattan. So
Well, it looks like Coopersville might have one too.
Exactly.
it's interesting. Little old Coopersville.
Yeah, why would it have a big old pillar like that?
As you guys walk down the sewer, probably about another 150 feet, you feel another. And this time it's a little stronger, and you notice the wall next to you kind of like splits, like a crack appears in the wall, and the earthquake kind of stops, and you see this gel-like substance kind of leak out of the wall where the crack is, kind of run down, dribble just a little bit, and it looks like apricot baby food. is the best way
I'm
to
gonna run over and get a
describe
sample.
it. Okay.
Yeah, we gotta get a sample.
Yep. And I'm assuming you brought the new piece
Yes,
of
we're
equipment.
gonna test it.
Yep.
So you've got the
Well, first I'm gonna taste it to make sure it don't taste like golf.
No, don't taste it.
you see Bubba like okay.
Grab his hand.
So everybody try and stop Bubba.
Yes.
Yes.
You're gonna reach out and grab his hand. Everybody at once is gonna go bad Bubba. So you can basically use a stick or something, just put some in the aperture of the little diagnostic analyzer, and you seal it up. And they're like, turn the dial.
Yes,
So
you were right, Simon.
you turn the dial, and it kind of starts ticking, doing its thing. So you guys can. Steve's like,
I'm assuming it sounds like my air fryer does.
yeah, probably. He's like, well, I guess we can keep moving. Just then there's another earthquake.
Holy moly!
Yeah, and you notice the temperature is actually getting hotter down here. It's like you guys are sweating. It's like, wow, it is really hot down here.
Oh, turn
Soon as
on
you
your
get that
speedos.
thing sealed up. There's an earthquake, and the floor splits open.
God.
Okay, everybody roll moves, and just tell me what you get.
Ah, crap.
I got 12.
12.
12.
13, no ghost.
What do you get?
12 no goes.
One with a ghost.
One with a go.
Oh my goodness.
I'm getting my butt handed.
Okay. All right. So, let's see. All right. Okay. So, Bubba and Lizabeth, you guys, and Steve, you guys are all standing there, and the floor gives way, and you guys all slide down the floor. It's almost like a ramp. You two stay where you are. So you're like on the ledge. The floor cracks, slides down. You three slide down this ledge, and you go down into what seems to be like another lower level, but it's like about 50 feet down. So you're like on a water slide, like woo! So you guys slide down. You guys are just like, and
I
as
don't hesitate. I jump on it too.
okay, you jump too.
Yep.
Okay,
I look at Sterling and go,
Steve, you notice as you're like, yay, jump down, Steve kind of falls off the edge and disappears into the darkness.
oh God.
And just like, you hear him, oh crap! You three slide down the slide. What are you going to do?
Can I avert myself to get to Steve at all? No.
No. He just happened to be closest to the edge. You going to jump?
Just hold my nose and go down that ramp.
So the four of you slide down and land basically on another ledge in another chamber. Unfortunately, Elizabeth, you fall in the gray water again. And as you sploosh down and get up, you're like, oh, this time it's about waist high. So you're like, oh, this is deep water over here. You guys are in a chamber, a pretty decent sized chamber. It's got 6 tunnel entrances. And when I mean tunnel entrances, it's like the sewer pipes. You know, it's not like a tunnel, like an archway. You have to climb up in the pipe to go. Different sizes. They all split off in different directions. The room you're in is like a rectangular chamber. There's 2 tunnels on each side and 1 at each end. It's pretty much dark down here. Except for the light on your proton pack, it's pretty dark. So you guys do have like flashlights. They don't have the equipment cards, but you do have them equipped. So if you have an ectovisor, you can flip on the light for like night vision, sort of. So do you guys take out your flashlights and all that? As you reach for your flashlights, it's very dim. It's not total darkness, but it's very dim. Make a brains check. Target number of 5
What's this for again?
to see something. Brain.
19.
13.
What was this? What was it?
Brains.
I got a 1.
No ghost.
No ghost.
9 with a ghost.
9 with a ghost. Okay.
I'm just Yeah.
You basically fumble for your flashlight, and these are like military grade flashlights. You're like, all right, oh, you're wiping sludge off your eyes, and you're like, I think I got it. You kind of click. Oh, you're looking into it, so it's really bright. Now I'm blind. You kind of take a couple steps and fall into the water again. So you're like, you get up, you're dripping, you're soaking, you turn the flashlight the right way. You guys actually see one of the tunnel entrances. There's a light coming from it. Like maybe there's light.
Is
on
it
the
the same
other side.
direction that Steve went?
Maybe. You're not sure. You think it's on that side. It's definitely on the side that he fell off, but you don't know.
Okay, I'm going to pull out my notepad and write something on it.
I'm gonna go over to that piping thing. You know, Steve, is that you?
Okay. So what do you write on your notepad, and who do you show it to?
Well, I was going to show it to Sterling, but he already went that way.
Well, you can, and as he goes, you can touch him and show him.
It just says Steve, question mark.
So you go over to the entrance. Steve, is that you? Okay. Who's going over to the tunnel with him? Anybody? You are? Bubba, you notice she's soaking wet again.
Oh, I'll pick her up. Get her
Okay,
up.
so you can help her up and here, hold it this way. The flashlight.
I don't know about you, Bubba. I think we need a beer after this.
Oh, hold on. Pull out of the cooler thing. They got it under my nipple.
You better keep that in your hand. I can't exactly grab that. You know where I bought
Oh, here, I'll hold it for you.
Okay, so Bubba's bottle feeding Lizabeth a beer. So you guys go over to that tunnelway and you're like, Steve, is that you? And you look through, this tunnel's maybe like 20 feet long, and then it opens up into what looks like a passageway. Not a chamber, a passageway. And as you guys shout, you see through the tunnel, just as you walk up there, probably about 40 ghosts of various types moving down that tunnel in the same direction. And you guys go, Steve, is that? And like all of them
Turn and look.
at you. So you guys are like, oh, that was great. That was great. What are you guys going to do? They just,
Premiere!
some of them are sort of moving, but a couple of them stop and look. And I mean, when they look, they're ghosts. So they're just these undead, cute, ghostly things. Some of them are like little vaporous blobs with
Reaching
eyes.
from my short neutrino wand and pulling it.
Okay. Now, roll your brains. You two, Sterling and Tracy, roll your brains. Target number of...
7?
Yeah.
12.
9.
Okay. You guys know if you shoot these ghosts, you could probably disperse a couple of them, but if they all come in here, you don't have enough traps to catch them.
I got 2.
Right. And it's usually one or two entities.
Okay, I will stop in mid pull and think, and I'll be like, I take the traps off and set them inside the area. Say, look at you. Like,
Let's just shoot the ghost first.
no shoot. Got trap? Question mark.
While you guys are doing that, the ones that were looking at you kind of turn back and start moving away. But you notice there's more kind of walking by or floating by. A couple of them look in, but they don't really seem to do anything. But it is kind of like that. It's down there. Who are those guys? So they're still moving, and you've seen at least 20 so far. And
All
now
right,
you're up to about 30.
Let these just go on past, and we'll come up behind them.
You notice one thing about this tunnel, it's a small tunnel. You're not going to fit through here with a proton pack. Now you could climb in, like you could climb in and drag your proton pack behind you to fit on your hands and knees. When you get to the other side, you know, you're going to have to get out, strap on your proton pack and all that. Tracy and Bubba probably are not even going to fit down this tunnel. So, Lizabeth would maybe fit. She'd be okay. But again, she'd have to take all the proton pack off to get down the tunnel. But if there's a passage to this, or if there's this tunnel leads to that passageway, there's probably another way over there. roll your brains again, and everybody can roll your brains because you guys probably like, what are you guys doing? And walk over here and you see
Yeah,
this.
we see what's going on.
Everybody roll your brains. Target
Nice.
number of 7.
Hey.
18.
18.
6, 7, 8.
Got a ghost.
12.
Ghost and 7.
Okay. And what'd you get?
12.
12, no ghost.
Thank God.
7 and a ghost. How about you, Tracy?
What are we rolling again? Sorry.
I got 16.
16.
3.
No ghost.
Okay. 3. Okay. So you guys are like, well, there's a huge mob of ghosts moving that way. If you want to find them, does anybody else have a PKE meter?
Sterling's one with a PKE meter.
Right, because Steve had one, but he's not
Steve's
here.
dead. So
Loose. So you might be able to trace them with a
Steve,
PKE.
Steve took a walkie-talkie. Steve, can you read me?
Just then, you hear very faintly the from somewhere, but it's echoey and faint. And just after that, you hear, I'm surrounded down here. This is not good. But I fell in the water, which is really gross. But I saw something down in the water. It's like a hold on. And you hear that real echoey. He's like, there's like a plug or something down there. It's got runes on it. I'm gonna try and dive in and shoot it, just so I can get away from these ghosts. There's like a ton of them down here. Hold on. And you hear it go dead.
like,
I'm going to get my research pad and try to check for
unholy plug.
underground mappings of the sewer system.
Good idea.
And try to find.
Okay, good idea.
sort
Roll. You have the library research talent.
Oh, thank you for following the host, Jason.
Hey, thank you. Go ahead and roll that. Just tell me what you get.
All right, Simon. You have a good night.
Good night, Simon. Thanks for tuning in.
25.
Okay, so you kind of like get on the city map and kind of like that, and get the sewer schematics pulled up. It's pretty detailed and it's up to date. And you're kind of like, okay, so where are we? You type in the street address and all that, and you can find, here's that chamber. Here's where we are. And that's the passage that the ghosts are going. And it's kind of like the one that Steve's talking about. There shouldn't be a lower level here. But he said down here, and he must have went farther down. So maybe this is an old part of the sewer that he's in. But you do find where you can get out through another tunnel here, kind of scoot around to where those ghosts are. And there is like an access tunnel, but then there's like nothing on the other side. Like they drew the access tunnel, but not what's beyond it. And that might be how you get down there, maybe?
We'll check that out.
So you guys pretty much gather up, start moving that way.
Moving.
Climb out the tunnel. This tunnel's much larger, so you kind of have to crouch, but you can get through it without taking anything off.
While he's kind of doing that, I'm going to probably get my swimming gear ready.
Yeah, your scuba gear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you already got the tanks on. What they do is they mount to your proton pack.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you don't have to have a pair of oxygen tanks and a proton pack.
Okay.
They just kind of snap around it.
Oh,
And then, like I said, the scuba mask is the ectovisor is like you can flip it down, and then it's got the little breathing tube. And then you also have fins.
Okay.
Steve was wearing his on his belt, but you can.
I'll go and put them on and start
Put 'em
whacking
on.
bombs.
So-
Flop, 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 flop.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys flop down the tunnel, and as you come out of this tunnel, you kind of see the little faint glow from that passageway, and you're like, okay, but it's diminishing. And as you guys kind of move down this tunnel, you get to that passageway, and you can see that ghostly glow kind of receding in the distance going that way. So this is the passage that you were trying to get to.
Try to catch up with it.
Okay. So as you get out into the passage and start moving, you kind of like get out, and all of a sudden your PKE meter is like, doo, and you kind of see like the tunnel around you getting that ghostly green effect again from behind you.
From behind us.
Yeah.
All right, so I said, keep running forward.
And if anybody does, if you glance behind you, here comes another small horde of ghosts. There's about 10 of them.
Okay.
They're all coming down the tunnel, floating towards you, like going to join up with the others. And as they kind of see you, they're like, "Wah!" Like screaming and like moving about. They kind of come up close to you, and it looks like they're going to pass right through you or over you, around you. But there are a couple that look like they're going to try and attack you. So what do you guys want to do?
Well, I'm gonna shoot at him.
Okay, so
Yeah, I'll yank my...
the two that are breaking away to attack you, or the three, are going to attack. The rest look like they're just going to bypass you and try and scare you and move on. So you've got 3 ghosts coming at you.
All right.
So, all right. So, who's pulling the proton wand? Okay,
I pull trap.
got the trap. Okay. These don't look like they're overly big ghosts or anything. One of them is basically a pair of lips with a giant bloodshot eyeball and 2 little spindly arms with like 2 fingers and a thumb. And it's kind of like coming at you. One is like this bluish orb thing, but it has like a mouthful of jagged teeth and a tongue hanging out, and it looks like it's coming. And then the other one is kind of like this creepy looking undead skull with bat wings on the side, and it's kind of screaming, and they're all coming at
These
you.
are awfully cartoon. I remember these.
Ah, cool skull. I got a
The
trap.
skull with the wings is a deadite.
Yeah, that's true.
So anyway, they come flying at you. All right, so they're in range. You want to zap the ghost?
Yep.
Everybody gonna pick a ghost, or are you all trying to zap?
I'll
one?
take the one with the wings on its head.
Okay.
I'll take the one that up.
I'm gonna shoot the one with the big eyes.
Okay. So it's target number of 5.
I only got 4.
Okay.
I got 11.
11.
15.
Okay. So you shoot a 4, you hit it, and it kind of spins off, and then kind of circles around to come back at you. You guys hit yours. You rolled so well, you beat it by the power points. So you zap it, they scream, and you can instantly contain them.
Okay.
So you guys wrap them in your container. You throw the trap out. You've got one that's still floating around, so you can zap him again while you guys struggle with the ones you got. These look weak enough that you could probably put the 3 of them in one trap.
Okay.
Okay, 10 no ghosts.
10 no ghost. Okay, this time when you hit it, you wear it down and you've got them all 3 trapped. You throw the trap out,
Yes.
open it up. Okay, you guys maneuver them over. You don't have to roll because you've done this a million times, but it is tricky. You'll have to do it one at a time.
Right.
Trap opens up, light shines up. One by one, you drop them into the trap.
Zoop, zoop.
Closes, beep, beep. A little bit of smoke coming from it, and you got all 3 of them.
All right. Hot damn.
Good job.
Adventure.
The last of the ghosts kind of move on, and a couple of them look behind him and like, go, 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 go.
I'll probably
Yeah,
one shot off.
they take off, but you get the 3 ghosts, and you can still kind of follow the PK meter, but it looks like these ghosts are probably headed the right direction.
Simon said these ghosts sound like the cover of an 80s heavy metal album.
That's right. All right, so basically, you guys move down the hallway. As
You had your drunken youth.
as you get down, you see it kind of turns, and there's a passageway, and it leads to a big chamber, and you're like in the middle of the chamber. So imagine you come out, there's a ledge that goes around this big chamber, bigger than the one you guys were originally in, and the ceiling is like 8 feet up, 8 feet down is the bottom, so you can walk around the edge. At the bottom, you notice it's kind of eroded and kind of like sludge built up, so it's kind of like a bowl. And at the bottom, you see what looks like the manhole size that you came down, and there's some blasted chunks of concrete or some sort of stone, and you can tell some of the bigger chunks are scorched, but they have runes on it, which are kind of odd. And this must be where Steve was, and it looks like it's still wet and glistening on the bottom. So this must be where Steve was, and that's the plug, and he must have zapped it and went down the drain.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
So, yeah, and as you were standing
Bubba's
there,
in the right place. I'm just gonna go right here.
as you're standing there, down below, you hear more zapping. And you can almost see the hint of light every time you hear that. So Steve is down there somewhere.
I'm jumping in.
Okay. You're going to jump in?
Yep.
All right. You guys notice this is very slippery. And when Tracy kind of like, woo, zoo, it's like a slip and slide.
Ah!
Basically. And it's because it's kind of a bowl shape, you go down the drain. And, what are you guys doing?
This thing's actually open?
Yeah.
This drain thing?
The
Okay.
drain thing is open. The whatever was covering it is blasted apart, and this must be what Steve was talking about. There's a plug down here. I'm gonna blast it, and he must have dove underwater and shot at it, and it drained all what was in here, which is probably pretty nasty. So Tracy goes and right down the drain, whistling all the way. But you notice she was moving pretty fast. So how do you guys want to go down? You can jump, you can slide, you can try and figure out a way down, but it looks like it's going to be pretty tough to do it safe.
Didn't take any spelunking tools, so
You had that chance to take the alpine gear, but nobody won.
Here we go again.
Okay, so she's like, well, I'm already a mess. She kind of dives in, cannonballs it. You don't jump as far as Tracy, but when you do the same thing. It's kind of like right down. And I'll get to you guys in a minute once these guys get down.
Don't forget to check out our Linktree, where you can find all of our links to everything, including our YouTube channel, where we have all of our live games documented and saved in our playlists.
from the last 3 years.
And if you are on any of our social medias, you can smash like. Do it, please! And don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
There.
Share.
Okay.
Sharing is caring.
So Mike, Tracy, you heard what I described the bowl like with the bottom.
yeah.
Tracy's like whoop, jumps down, and as she goes around, it's like right down the hole.
Okay.
And Lizabeth is like, I'm already a mess. Jumps down, slides right down the hole.
Okay.
You and Sterling are kind of standing on the ledge. It's very slick, so you can either slide down, jump down, try and lower yourself, or anything. And it's like,
I'm just gonna slide
too
down.
bad we didn't have any climbing. You had that chance to take alpine gear. No,
That's true. That's true.
but you have the scuba gear.
Yep.
So,
So I'm all set up.
okay. All right. So you guys jump down one at a time. Same thing. Circle down. As you guys come through this hole, you drop about 6 feet onto what looks like a mound, and it's a soft land. It's okay, but it's like old nasty mattresses and like banana peels, not good ones.
Yeah.
It's like crap that just washed up in the sewer in a mound. So you land on it's like squelch. So you guys land. You land, and you're so heavy with the scuba gear, you actually kind of roll down into the water.
Oh,
Ah.
And you got your visors on. You're like, So as you get down there, you can look, and there is a little bit of light, and you see on the other side of this chamber that you're in, there's a little tunnel, and in that tunnel you can see the flashing of lights, and the water is like just like you can get to the tunnel, but you'd have to be like swimming, like Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Keep your head above water, but you're swimming down a tunnel full of nasty water. Make a brains check, and just tell me what you get.
2.
It's good enough. Now, as you're looking, you kind of like, look down, and you do see another one of those plugs.
Oh, okay.
So now, you know that if you shoot it, it's going to drain the whole thing completely. So what somebody might have to do is go down there and just lift it to drain some water.
Well, Bubba was going to swim down and get it. He's got the gear on, so he's going to...
Okay, so you swim down there,
Yep.
pick the thing up,
Yep.
make a muscle
Who's sending us stuff?
I saw a ghost.
Ooh, a ghost. Trap it.
On TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh, mouse.
No.
Mouse Meekers. Hey, thanks, Mouse Meekers.
Thank
There it
you.
is.
Long time no hear.
Long time no see, Mousy.
Hello. Thank you so much for the
Thank you
nice
so much.
ghosties.
Ghosties.
Yeah.
We're gonna fight him.
So roll your muscles. Target number is 12.
Okay, so
And basically, you can lift this thing up, drain just enough water.
okay, so I think that's 1. Yeah. So that's a 9 and a ghost.
No.
All right. So you go to lift this thing, and you're like, it's really tough. And you notice, like, your suit is getting, like, really soaked inside. And you realize when you backfired and blew a hole in your suit, water's coming in, filling the inside of your suit, and you're like, ew. So you kind of, like, stop for a minute, like, you can try again.
Okay. I'm like, oh my god, hurry up.
And don't forget, if you want, you can spend brownie points. Every
I
brownie
forgot.
point you spend, you roll another die
You're gonna wind up with.
You gotta do that beforehand or after?
beforehand.
All right. Well, I'm gonna spend 2.
Mouse says soda
Since you
water.
gave us 2 ghosts, we're gonna do 2 more.
Mouse, I wish it was soda water. It's not soda water.
Soda water.
Soda water?
Feel carbonated.
Oh, that's not the right.
But that's the amoeba that's crawling up.
That's
your
called
people.
methane gas.
Those are the amoebas entering his open orifices.
People pay for that, you know. 10, 14, 19.
Okay, so you're like, oh, that makes me mad. So you pull the thing up, and you can look up, and you can see the water drain just below that pipe, that tunnel
Yeah.
entrance, and then you can kind of let it go. And as you do that, you notice, and you guys see this too, you see him dive into the water, and all of a sudden it drains over by that tunnel. And as it drains, the ledge that goes around, you see like part of a broken ledge that sticks out a little bit more. So you just walk down, turn against the wall, jump down on this broken ledge, walk over, and then you can get into that tunnel and just walk down it. So you don't have to jump in the water or anything anymore. Unless you roll a ghost, Lizabeth, I'm sorry.
You're gonna help him out. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So-
probably suck the juice out of his suit. through the exhaust.
So, Bubba, you can swim up and kind of come up out of the water.
Yeah.
Looking like
I'm gonna try and like
looking like the
squish out,
creature from the Black Lagoon.
yeah, squishing out the thing out my back rear end.
As he gets up out of the water,
Falling
his
out of
name?
my butt. Suit you.
Bubba climbs up, stands on the ledge with you guys, and you see the top half of his suit kind of like hole in the back. Just looks like a fire hydrant.
I'm gonna grab my knees and go like,
What did you eat?
Nasty sewage water shooting out the butt of his suit, and he's like, oh. When it gets down to below his legs, he's standing there and he's like real soggy looking,
Right.
but his legs are like full of water.
Hey, Bubba, look at my world.
I lift my leg up.
And you kind of like
His leg up and it's
Boy, I feel cleaned out now.
Tracy's gonna.
you see like this vaporous glob,
Wetsuit,
like a ghost kind of come through the wall as he's doing that, and this ghost is like really pudgy and grossly overweight with these nasty little arms, and it's got this just horrible big lips, like furry lips, and it kind of looks over with these 3 eyes that are bloodshot, and it's like, oh, I'm so jealous. I remember those days.
This is what happens after the 1 chip challenge.
Bubba, for that comment, give yourself 2 brownie points. What's your challenge? All right. So, and now he's like, almost following you. It's flop, squish, with the flippers on.
And about three goes when you have heartburn, nausea, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea,
And try to sneeze. Yeah.
The whole time he's slopping behind, his stuff's leaking out of his exhaust hole.
Exhaust hole. So you guys get down on this ledge. You can easily move over to the tunnel.
Well, some of us.
Yeah. So actually, everybody make a moves check. Target number of 3. Just because you have to step away from the ledge, put your foot in the tunnel, and then step into it.
Well, Simon, are there ruins for improvement? And
Oh,
Instagram.
5
Isn't
no
the sewer
ghosts.
system just a place for the ghosts of our
14,
food?
no ghost.
Okay.
That's true.
No ghost.
Okay. Did you make your muscles
Yes.
or moves? I'm sorry.
Yep.
Okay. So basically, Tracy does the whole gorilla and
Yep.
swings into the tunnel. You guys all move into the tunnel. 4 no ghost for you, or 5.
5 no
So
ghost.
basically, you step and your foot kind of slips, but you're like, ooh,
I'm trying to remember.
and you go in, but you don't fall. So as you go down this tunnel, and it kind of slopes down a little bit, at the end you see light, like this weird yellowish golden light, and you can hear that much clearer, and you immediately hear beep 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 beep, and you know that's a proton pack overheating. So as you get to the end of this tunnel and look in, you see against the wall right ahead of you is Steve. And he's basically standing, and his proton pack is overheating, and he looks like he's in a last stand kind of mode. He's facing off against like 30 ghosts.
Oh,
Some of them are like, they're kind of moving in, and he's zapping at them to keep them at bay. And he's just like soaked, and he's just like, this sucks, but he's almost like giving up.
Right.
So it's like, you got to help Steve. In the middle of this chamber, and it's a huge chamber, even the largest one you've been in, it looks like it's a flat ground, but in the middle is like a hole. And coming up through this hole, it takes up most of the hole. There's no way you can get down past it. Is this giant column of stone, and it's basically got all these runes on it. And you notice it's kind of covered in this slime, like something. It's that baby food, apricot colored baby food. And just then you hear ding.
After all this time.
And you look, and basically the compound that you took, this stuff, is some sort of spectrally charged lubricant.
It's
And you notice the
It's goat
column
lube.
is kind of
Kinky.
grinding. So it's like rotating, but it's haltingly so, grinding, and every once in a while it'll stop, and you feel an earthquake and dust fall from the ceiling, and then it kind of rotates, but it's not doing very well.
I look
okay.
up at the very top.
It goes up to what looks like some sort of ornate emblem that's carved in the kind of the runes of that plug. There's also a trench that goes from the pillar over to another wall. And this trench is kind of like a viaduct kind of thing, and it's got the same kind of runes on it, kind of ornately carved. And at the end, where it meets the wall, you see what looks like a portal, or like a passageway or something. And you can tell it's got the runes, but piled in front of it is all kinds of rubble. And you can see that goop kind of like squeezing through, but very slowly. And the trench has like the remnants of it, like it's slimed. And it looks like somebody's blocked that passage. And on either side of that blockage, on either side of the trench, you see these things. Big creatures. They're ghosts. They're ectoplasmic. But they look like skull kind of things with big horns. Kind of like wispy beards of like ectoplasm. And they're kind of furry on the shoulders with long hair. And there's 2 of them. And they're on either side. And you notice they're kind of watching Steve and kind of pointing at him as the ghosts kind of zoom in. It's like these things are like controlling the ghosts or getting them to attack Steve. But they're standing on either side of this blockage.
So basically, there's a European metal band standing there blocking.
Tracy, clear that passage of the thing for the lubricant to get through. Everybody else, attack those two guys.
All right.
Who's got an extra trap? I filled this one.
Yeah, somebody had, well, you got
I got 2. I leave with you guys as I run.
Okay.
Pack on.
All right. You guys go in. Steve is kind of like, holy crap, it's great to see you. And he puts his proton wand back and comes over and he's like, I got to stay with you so my pack can cool down. I'm not staying over there alone.
Yeah, we're here, Steve.
He's like, I know that. So he looks like he rolled his handle stress and probably failed recently. So
What'd she
he's
say?
kind of huddled in with you guys, kind of watching for ghosts. And he's got to let his pack cool down. So as you guys move over, what is your plan? Tracy, are you going to go try and barrel at that thing?
I'm
or are
gonna
you
try
going
to
to zap it?
I'm gonna try to tear it apart.
Tear it apart?
Tear the clear the cog out of the way.
Okay. So you can do that. Start moving over there. You guys are all attacking the 2 guys. Okay. Lizabeth, are you going to zap at him for a while, or are you going to just stand back with a trap?
Well, my trap is full.
Well, Steve kind of like has one on his belt.
And
that's
Tracy
right.
left the 2 with you guys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'll hold the trap again.
who's holding
Okay.
Tracy's 2 traps?
Give him her. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So Steve's like, you know what? Got an idea. Back to back. And he takes your Neutrona wand, and he's going to stand back to back with you and shoot at the ghosts that are like, he's going to keep shooting and keep them at bay. So you guys are kind of piggybacking, so he can use your Neutrona wand while his cools down.
Yep.
All right, so you guys are going to be kind of occupied with that until it's time to throw the trap. So, okay, who has the highest moves out of you guys?
I have a moves of 2.
I got 3.
I have 5. I have 3.
Okay.
But if I'm shooting stuff, I have 6.
All right, so
If
you
I'm-
2.
If I'm wrestling, well, no. If I'm fire weapon, I have better, but I'm not firing a weapon. So.
All right. So as you guys get ready to shoot these things, Tracy, you're going to move up. They look like they are going to stop you, and just before you guys fire, you're going to fire first. But as you kind of move up toward them, you see them kind of like shapeshift into these things.
Wendigos.
Very much so. That's what they look like. Now that you get close to
Down a
them,
little bit.
down a little bit.
There you go. That's better.
Okay.
Oh, now into Swedish death metal.
So basically, they kind of drop on all fours. They have the big muscular forearms and the crooked legs, the
That's my
hooves.
mommy.
So, but they kind of drop on all fours and lower their heads with the big horns. Their horns get really big.
You know,
And they're kind of waiting on you.
Tracy does. He gets down on his 2. Then
Yeah.
knuckles, and he's like, all right.
So, you guys are going to zap these 2 things. Okay.
And as soon as they hit, I'll run.
And if I fire, I say, this is a no zone.
Thank you.
Dennis, if you spend any brownie points, you get 2 of them back automatically for that.
Okay.
All right. So, go ahead and roll your fire weapon
Okay.
or whatever you have, or your shooting moves,
That's
whatever.
moves. 16.
Oh, nice.
No ghost.
Go, Bubba, go, Bubba, go.
23.
Jeez, okay.
No ghost?
So you guys zap these things dead on. As soon as they change, you zap them and they scream and kind of fly up in the air.
And more stuff comes out of my suit.
Yeah. So you zap them, they're screaming, they go up in the air. Tracy, you gonna try and attack the wall? Grab the stones.
I
and
roll
pull
a
them
9
apart?
on moves. So
Okay. Roll your muscles. Tell me what you get.
now muscles I have a lot of. Don't let me down. Gorillas. All right. 10, 6, excuse me, 15. Whoop. 28.
28. Okay. You rip the first big chunk out. Make a moves check. Your target number is going to be 15.
That I've only got 2.
So if you want to spend brownie points, it might be a good idea.
Spend those beforehand.
I'll spend 2.
Okay.
Does that dice or
Yeah, each brownie point is an extra die.
put in 2 more die?
There you go.
6, 12, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. No ghost.
All right.
24. No ghost.
So you basically rip that big chunk of concrete out, and as it comes at you, you can kind of smell it. It's like, that's acid. That is going to burn you. So you kind of like throw this thing off to the side and
Yes.
just kind of hop off as a gorilla would. You've got the boing, just
Right.
jump out of the way. That gel just comes flooding out.
Okay.
And it's basically going down the trench, and it's kind of like a big tidal wave of this jelly kind of stuff goes down the trench. You see the the 2 demons or monsters or whatever they are kind of look, get this angry look, and start to attack you again. And as they do, that goop kind of fills this trench, hits the pillar, and it starts coating the pillar, and it basically starts turning faster and faster and faster as it kind of like seeps up and encases this pillar in that gel as it's turning. And the pillar turns pretty good clip, and all of a sudden it just, everything seems calm. All the ghosts that Steve's fighting and you see are coming at you, once that happens, they all kind of pause, look up at that, look at the 2 ghosts, and just kind of go and start moving out, like scattering.
The concert's over.
Pretty much floating through walls, floating down pipes, tunneling underground, whatever they do, they start dispersing. The 2 monsters are going to try and attack you guys. Let's see. So, it's fine. One is going to attack Surly, and one is going to attack Bubba. Okay. Make a moves check.
Uh, 10.
Okay.
Oh, it's a 10-pointer.
Make a moves check.
10.
10. Okay. To avoid getting slimed, I mean badly slimed, it's going to cost you 8 brownie points, and it's going to cost you 5 brownie points.
Jeez.
To avoid being slimed. Basically, they kind of like turn on you, their maws kind of open up, and it's kind of like Answer the Call, the girl Ghostbuster, where it just like stringy ectoplasm comes flying at you.
Oh, jeez.
If you don't spend the brownie points, you're going to lose 1 or 2 points from your stats. You choose which stats.
Oh, okay.
If you spend the brownie points, you can avoid this fate altogether, but please tell me how you do so. And if you make it entertaining, you might get some brownie points back. So I'll give you a minute to think. Now it's on you guys to come up on the fly.
And 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you make it interesting, you might get some back.
So effectively 3. I'll use those 2 bonus ones that I got.
Right. Right.
And
So if you can come up with a cool or clever way to avoid it, be as fun as you can.
too bad I don't have my.
Simon says that's not very nice.
All right.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Too bad I don't have my RIPD officer.
All right.
They could do the rooftop parkour.
Parkour. Parkour. Parkour. Parkour. Parkour. Parkour. Don't forget to check out our Linktree, where you can see all of our links we got today.
Well, I can do it. You
You got
Bubba.
yours? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So Bubba's like, "Oh, you tarnation! I always want to get a 10-pointer. I'm gonna hit my my underoos, my Speedos, so it'll blow off some of the goo, right? So I hit it, but it backfires. Boom! Basically propelling me forward into the bowl. I slip up and around, up in the air, so as it flies around me, and basically I'm going to land back on my feet. Boom! Yeehaw!
So you basically pull like a loop-de-loop.
Loop-de-loop in the air around the slime and not on my rear. So
Okay, Howard.
That'll work. So, yep, you can get...
yeah, I'll do like Simon says, use my flippers to slap away the slime.
There you go. So you're like, "Do-do-do-do-do." I'll give you 4 brownie points back for that.
Whee!
That was
Hi,
pretty good,
Simon.
Sterling. And now,
I am basically going to dive sideways to try to avoid it, but in doing so, I'm boxing the hell out of the air in front of me,
Okay.
try to splash this up away from me.
So you're basically just moving your fist, trying to...
I'm moving my
knock the
fist
goo-
as I'm diving sideways.
Okay.
Lightning slime fist.
Yeah, I'll give you 1 point back for that.
Okay.
Your fists get kind of covered in slime, but it doesn't get on you, and because you jumped sideways, you probably rolled halfway out of it.
Oh, Simon had a good idea. Use your umbrella. You're British. You're English. So use your umbrella.
Naturally, you have...
I didn't bring it.
Oh, I didn't bring it. Oh,
He's
right.
got his umbrella.
I had the other stuff I was going to say.
That's true. That's true.
So yeah, some other things you could have done. Use your laptop. You could have actually done all kinds of stuff, but those are good. Those are good. So you get 1 point for that. You get 4 points
where's the
for your...
parachute when you need it?
No kidding. Parachute doing a steal like shoo.
It's like, why would you bring that? And then it's like, it's so god good you had that. So you guys avoid the slime. You can attack again. These two,
I'm going to join in the attack also because I
You gonna
picked my
shoot as
footing
well?
and I do have a proton.
and Steve's like, turn. So you guys kind of spin around so he can shoot as well.
So if you have the specialty fire weapon with your move, you add an extra die to it.
Okay, 3.
Three dice.
Yeah, whatever your stat is.
Were you right on the other side of it? So what are your,
Yeah, that should be your talent. What's your stat?
2.
And what's your talent say?
Fire weapon.
It
Yeah,
should
then-
say 5 after that.
and the roll should be 5.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
for
I
every
didn't have it written down.
Oh, for every talent, it's plus
Add
3.
three.
So, all right. So, okay. Fire away, friends. Ooh.
19 no ghost.
19.
8 Noros.
8.
25 no ghost.
Okay. So basically, with all 4 of you firing, 2 at each one, you guys zap them. They kind of weaken. You can see them scream, and automatically, both of you who are firing on a ghost, wrap them in your containment grid, containment screens. So Anastasia, you can actually throw the traps out, hit the button.
Lizabeth's gonna like
Yep.
2 for 1.
There you go. Yeah, you gotta do that. Separate them, hit the buttons, and they get sucked in, and just right into the trap. You guys, ding ding, and it's all done.
Buy one, get one.
Yep. So you get buy one get one free deal. Yeah. As it beep beep, everything seems quiet, but you hear the rotating of that pillar. Steve's like, "Whoa, thank you guys. I didn't think I was gonna last much longer." Basically, you're worse off because it was in your suit.
Yeah.
You and Lizabeth and even Steve are kind of like nasty.
Yes.
You guys aren't too bad. You guys are like, hey.
Tracy pulls out his tablet and writes, shows it to Steve.
What does it say?
What is this? Question mark.
Okay, yeah, this is one of the pillars, apparently. Built by who knows who. Ancient civilization.
Who knows
aliens?
who? Who's they? What's that?
It's an ACD season.
Yeah. Who knows who?
Built by an ancient civilization, aliens, Mormons, who knows? Nobody's actually figured it out yet. But yeah, it holds up the city. If it stops, the city is supposed to collapse. I guess there's more than one. They're just all over randomly. But why is there one in Coopersville? Yeah, you take a picture of it.
I'm gonna go over and inspect where the slime is coming out and into the tube and make sure it's not gonna get.
Yeah, it's an open tunnel that leads into
I
darkness.
have to make sure it's not.
And as you do, you see something coming down that tunnel at a slow pace, like 2 glowing orbs coming down the tunnel.
Tracy jumps back and is like, ho, 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 ho.
And as you jump back and everybody turns, you see the 2 orbs become someone's eyes. And as they walk out, you see someone you don't. It's obviously not human, but humanoid. And it kind of comes out, and it's a ghost, obviously. But it's got kind of a longer head and like some jewelry and stuff on, like some sort of armor that's very kind of Aztec, but not Aztec. And it comes out, and it's very tall and kind of thin, very proper. And as it comes out, it says, "Thank you for protecting the pillar."
Who the hell are you?
Are you a guardian?
No, he's an Aztecian.
No.
Okay, round 2.
It says, "One of the creators of these. Those creatures were trying to bring chaos upon Coopersville. That will not happen."
What's so happy about Coopersville?
I don't know. Your people built the town here.
Yeah, but you built the pillar. Why is it here?
We built the pillar to have a pillar here.
They built the pillar before the town was here.
It's not
Oh,
our fault you built your town on top of our pillar. Steve's like, "So we got our town on top of your pillar, or you got your pillar under our town?" Is this like a Reese's thing?
yeah.
He's like, "I don't understand that reference." Those villains, Tik and Tak, you have captured them, or done away with them, and for that, I thank you. As do my other.
Well, I thought they were nice, Winnebagos or something. They're people in that other game I was watching, the Raconteur Society, the other night. They seem a lot nicer there.
What'd you write?
Tracy writes, "Who are they?"
Ancient spirits who thrive on chaos.
And your people.
All right, Simon's going to bed. Bye, Simon.
Good night, Simon.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yep.
Others of my kind built these pillars eons ago
But why?
to keep the earth from falling into itself. Why else?
Is that something it does all the time?
Does that happen often?
Yeah, what the monkey said.
In the old days, it did.
Huh. Well, imagine that. So how many pillars is there?
Nowadays, you may notice, I believe your people call them sinkholes.
Oh.
We don't have enough pillars. We never made enough pillars for that.
I don't know about Florida, though.
That's a lot of pillars.
In ancient times, the hollow earth caused the planet to collapse. We tried to stop that with strategic points. And that's what we'll say.
And he writes, "Why is the earth hollow?"
Yeah. His horse is hollow, so it's
Only
all right.
parts of it.
Which parts?
Well, most
ones
of them
that
have
are
filled
hollow.
in by now. But as you can see from these chambers,
So the earth was bigger and it's gotten smaller because it's collapsed on itself. Are there ancient civilizations in there? Is Elvis hanging out? Hey, do you have a Pikachu or
I must
something?
go. He actually
Throw that banana.
He actually said that.
That Bubba.
I must go.
Wait, would you like some invented speedos to keep you warm cool at night?
You've done well.
So real quick, says, "What's your name? What is your name?"
It is lost to the depths of time.
Tracy writes, "That's a terrible name."
Yeah.
I really must be going now.
There's an easier way to get out of here.
Kind of pauses.
How about Patrick the Pillar Post?
Bubba,
Hutch.
Bye-bye.
Oh, sorry.
Slap.
Tracy writes, "Can we?" Oh, what did he write? What was she write? How do we find you again?
You won't. Nor will you have,
Tracy gets a sad face.
nor will you have access to this. He kind of points, and across the way you see what looks like an old natural cave entrance, like a tunnel passageway. It kind of points and says, through there, you will easily find your way back to your system and your surface world.
I'm glad that we could help, and thank you.
He kind of looks at everybody. You're welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Like, you have intelligence. He says, once you leave, this chamber will seal itself again. You will not have access to it. No one will.
That's fine.
Where's the goo come from?
Your mom.
Yeah, the thing looks at you, pauses, the hole in your pants, and then just turns and quickly floats down the tunnel. Seems like, shoot, nice meeting you. That's awesome. Glad we could help.
I gotta keep these pants open the rest of my life then. Well, I'm gonna take them off.
Serious. I don't think he's serious. Please, for God's sakes, do not leave your pants open all the time. That is horrible.
Well, I gotta leave them open in here so it keeps flowing.
It's going to be sealed in here, just like your pants should be. Come on, let's go. He starts moving off.
I'm gonna grab you back here and drag you with me.
When he's there, I'm gonna take a photograph of him.
As you develop the photographs, you're like, yeah. He's not.
He's not there. Hey, damn it!
All right, let's.
He's not
the
there.
tavern
But
away.
you do see a ghostly thing. Elvis was here. No. So you guys head down the tunnel, and as you go down this tunnel, it's like a natural cave. And it kind of opens up into a crumbled part of the sewer, like old, dilapidated. And even this isn't on your schematics, but it's kind of like this crappy, old, dilapidated part of the sewer. And as you get into that chamber, you can hear and the tunnel behind you collapses, just caves in. And then you guys are like, okay. You kind of follow this, and eventually you'll run into your schematic again. Another one of those access tunnels that's drawn, but with an X on it. Like, we couldn't get through here. But that's what leads you back to the regular sewers, and you can come up to the surface world. You can easily find your way back the way you came, because it was right in the center of the city. So basically, get up on the top level, climb the ladder. The sewer cover is back on, so you'll probably have to push it off. So you hear that concrete on stone or on metal. And as you guys come up, there's a car honks and swerves, and there's like 3 cop cars kind of surrounding the manhole. You guys come out, and they're like, "Oh, it's you. We should have known." What is that? You guys come up first. It's like, "Oh, it's you guys. Could you please tell us when you're going to do this stuff? We had traffic blacked off because we didn't know what was going on down there." And then these 3 come up, and everybody in the crowd that's gathered, like, "Stay back." Everybody's like, "Stay back, stay back." Yeah, we're staying back. People's absurd. Like, what is that stench? Oh,
Kicks in.
yeah. It starts blowing sludge. You're like one of those water lilies. Cops draw their guns. He's like, no.
Don't kill him. He's just full of poop.
Just then, the fire department arrives, and they just kind of like turn the hoses on. So you guys get knocked down, but you're like, yeah, wallowed in the water.
Fresh water.
It's going to take you 2 weeks to cool down or get completely that smell out of you. But you'll do that. And as you come up out of the sewer, you notice there's like a nice breeze. It's probably like 80 degrees. And they're like, "Well, did you have something to do with the temperature?" And there's like a news channel, and one of the guys comes up and he's like, "Look, I'm an anchor, but I'm also a meteorologist. Did you have something to do with these spikes in temperature in this area, or what?"
Is he asking me or somebody else?
Anybody. Steve, did you have anything to do with it? That's what I'm listening to be. Like, spikes. He's like, "Yeah, over the past couple days, I've noticed on the news, and I've even announced it if you'd watch the news, like Coopersville, the temperature in Coopersville was 110. Everywhere else around here in Ohio was like in the low 90s, high 80s.
Right.
But Coopersville
High
was
90s, low
110.
80s.
There was involved a subterranean.
Yeah, your pillar's backed up.
We don't talk about that before. A subterranean phenomena that.
No.
Phenomena.
But we took care of that, so therefore spikes are gone.
Oh, that's good. Cops are like, don't even ask what it is. Just go with it. You know, and he's like, okay, yeah. He's like, all right, well, thank you.
Here, see? That's what we fixed.
You show up the Polaroid.
Yeah.
It's actually just a dark cloud.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, dang sewage water.
So he's like, okay, well, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
And the cops are like, so you weren't hired to do this job, were you?
And we just,
No.
unfortunately not, but we'll take any appreciative remembrance.
Ghostbusters saved the town, Coopersville.
You hear a huge chunk of concrete fall from that building that is now halfway destroyed, and there's like 4 cars in a pile up over on this side street. One of the churches is on fire, and like 3 trees in the park have like split in half. And he's like, "Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be paying you for anything since we got to repair all this damage from these earthquakes that apparently came from something you were dealing with."
Yeah, well, it was going on. We went to stop it. It wouldn't be
It came
Coopersville.
from something, and then we dealt with it.
Well,
Yeah.
that's good, but that still says there's a lot of damage here that needs repaired.
Active,
why don't we make a
active
deal?
nature.
Why don't we make a deal? We won't pay you for this, and we won't charge you for the damages.
So, all right, that'll work. That'll work.
All right.
Yeah, but the good news is your sinkhole reflector is back into your service.
Never mind him. He's in the back.
Well, it is a sinkhole reflector.
Bubba?
And with that, the Ghostbusters theme starts playing, and the end credits roll.
Bill.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it for us tonight, folks. We are the Raconteur Society. Make sure you check out
Everybody gets 10 brownie points.
all of our stuff on Linktree. How much? Sorry.
10.
10? Ooh, that's nice. There it is. Well, again, make sure you check us out every Tuesday evening on our live streams that we have linked off our Linktree, as well as on Facebook, Twitch, Clapper, and where else did I say? Oh, TikTok. What do we got going on? We've got well, that's not happening anymore. Let's see. Oh, the Big River Steampunk Festival is coming up next
Next year.
next year. Don't forget to check us out. We'll be there doing our live show again. There'll be some other events we're going to be doing after the rest of the year. We'll let you know about when we get those situated. Our holiday special is going to be coming up. That is going to be on December 19th. So make sure you check that out. That's a good time for us. We do our storytellers, which is a yearly tradition. And we want to give a big thanks to Anastasia for being the one reserve representative. Big thanks to Dennis for letting us host it at the Dragon's Den. Big thanks to Dale for running it. And big thanks to Mike for spending too much money on equipment that we now can do cool stuff with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will see you all again next.
Don't forget to thank AARP for stopping by.
Yes, and Mouse Speakers.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
And
Simon out of IGM.
and Ben for half a second.
Yeah, thank you. And NPC number 8, thank you again
number
for
8.
stopping
Thanks,
by.
everybody.
Thank you again, Mouse
Thanks,
Speakers
everybody
and
else
Out
for
of
tuning
Print.
in.
Don't forget to
For the gifts. Thank you guys. That was pretty awesome. So thank Mouse Meters and NPC number 8.
Thanks for everybody else who stopped by to see what this is all about.
So we will be back again next Tuesday night. Don't forget to check us out. And don't forget to go to our YouTube channel where you can see all of our live streams in chronological order in their playlists, so you can follow along with all the storylines that we tell.
Last
And if you
3
go to
years.
our social media, you can find out what we're playing next week.
Yes, find out what we're playing next week by going to our social medias. We will not tell you anymore. So, see you all again next Tuesday.
See you later.